Hey everyone, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars. I love this panel truck. These are really rare. I've only had a couple of panel trucks in 15 years of business, and this is a 3800 one-ton panel truck. I've never had one. I've had the half-ton panel trucks, and this one's cool. It was actually used in a couple of Netflix series, in a movie. I've got a little list. It's nothing that I've ever really known, that I mentioned to a couple people. I don't even remember what they were. Nothing that we would all jump up and down about that we know. But the cool thing is that they really painted it nice and serviced the brakes, made it so it cranks easy, put little stuff here like lift up for the actors. So the guy that I got it from, in fact, actually bought 3 of them. All 3 of them were being used in the movies as a first, second, and third automobile. So they have their little notes for the actors. Key off, on, and then it's saying push button start. It's kind of funny that they put it over here. This is the light switch. I guess they could have put it over here. So key on, push button start. And of course, this is a panel truck, so I'm imagining, well, I mean, I've been driving it around, but I'm imagining in the video, you're gonna hear some of the rattles and the stuff like that. One thing that I love, and I think always makes driving easier, is it's got an automatic. So all we have to do is push the gas and go, push the brakes to stop. Beautiful, original interior. Actually looks amazing in here. They may have even put a newer repop set in here, or either that or this is the original and it's just in an excellent condition. Showing 30,861 miles, as well as on the title. It looks like the fuel gauge works. It was lower. I put gas in it, it went up. DC works, oil pressure, and I believe the temp gauge works. She's still running a little cold. I'm thinking too, we're about to find out. Here we go. I was waiting for a few cars to pass. First gear, second gear, third gear. The speedometer's turning, but I don't think it's accurate. I'm gonna say the speedometer doesn't work. This thing steers super straight down the road. Virtually no play in the steering at all. So now I have only put maybe 4 or 5 miles on this since we got it, tuning it up and really driving it mostly up and down this road. I took it out on the regular road once, and the last time it was used in a movie was about a year ago, and then it's been cranked up and moved around the garage it was parked in a couple of times. But I think it needs to be driven more. That's what I was gonna say. This is one of those, to me, examples of where we all say what that truck really needs, or what that car really needs, is just to be taken out and driven. So reverse works, we're going backwards there. And it's a real easy, you just pop one back is reverse, second is neutral, third is drive, and then you can go down into the gears. So somebody at some point in the restoration of this automobile years ago put a later model straight 6 in it. If I had to guess, to me it kind of looks like a truck or a Nova, mid 60s, early 60s. I pulled the numbers on the side. 230 or a 250 is what this engine is. Don't know for sure. I believe it to be a 350 turbo transmission. Four-core aluminum radiator. And I also did a cold start video. Please have a look at that. It's only, I think, 3 minutes long. I'm gonna shut this off. Okay, one of my favorite things about this truck. That thing is loud and proud. Probably hear it back all the way at my farm. So Pennsylvania truck, this one's got some rust on it here and there. And like I said, what they did is they did a great job, actually. They did the body work on it for the movie set, and they painted it bumper to bumper, put some new chrome and left some original chrome on it. The grill actually looks almost new. If you look really closely, you'll see a little bit of rust pitting. A lot of times an SOS pad will take that off. Front bumper looks really good, basically like new. Chrome light bezels are original, as well as like the door handles. So if we take a look, we're going to find a little bit of rust on this truck here and there. Normally I don't buy vehicles that have rust, but the reason I bought this one is because it was in the movies, meaning it was being driven regularly. They did a good job painting it. It's beautiful. Here's a spot of rust here. The rest of the firewall appears to be in good condition. A few spots of surface rust. And see, we didn't want to spray paint or undercoat underneath or do anything like that. We don't like hiding stuff. I like to show it for what it is. Little spot of rust here. Inner fender wells are rust free and solid. And the frame is all rust free and solid. I would never buy a truck with a rusty frame unless we were only trying to buy it to pull the engine out or something like that. So, and the hood is in great shape. A few little paint peels there on the corner. Opens and closes like a Chevy truck should or would, meaning you've got to really give it a good shove to get it all the way closed there, which I didn't do. Surprisingly, super straight body. They did a really great job of, I'm going to say, blocking and sanding this thing. They did a few rust repairs I found underneath, and I could show you on the body before they painted it. I'm going to guess this paint's probably 10 years old. So the rear brake light does work as well as the running light. It does not have turn signals. Now the glass in here is still like original with new weather stripping. And then this grate, so I guess I forgot to mention, I said used in movies and stuff. It's been used as a paddy wagon, a police arrest vehicle. And so this has got a little catch on it, so it'll stop there, or you can push it in and it'll open all the way up like that. So anyways, this has been put on, I think, with some glue or epoxy, and it would come off really easily if you wanted to take the metal grating out. Also back here, the movie set, they put in new, well, the restoration was done with new floors. And then they built this in here to look like a paddy wagon. So the prisoners would sit in here, grab those handles. There's the door that opens up. So the interior in here looks pretty good. This side is missing the paneling that the rest of the truck has in the back. It has wood paneling here over the ceiling and then open. I think they were clipping GoPros here or cameras here for using in the TV show and the movies. And I'm gonna guess this was a work truck a long time ago because these inner fender wells are dented up. I mean, somebody used it as a work truck back in here, got some dents, and if we look really close, we'll see a little bit of pitting. Little spot of where the body is cracked there. And of course that's a seam, so that's supposed to be that way. But just, you know, there's a little rust hole there, a dent. Now the bottoms of the doors, weep holes look good. They're a little crusty at the bottom. They did not perfectly rust free the truck before they painted it, or another way to say it is, you can see that they painted over some crusty or surfacey rust looking stuff, but it's not bubbling. And like I said, if I had to guess, this is a fairly older paint job. So it is holding up. I don't see, you know, the kind of things that are evident on these vehicles when they've been bondoed and painted. So super straight, little scratch there on the paint. Tires are a couple of years old. I was trying to pull the date code and I couldn't figure it out. I guess they're different on bi-supply tires, so we'll work on that. 16-inch, but they were put on new a couple of years back. The wheels were painted at the same time and new hubcaps were put on. Drip rails on the truck are in great shape. If you look all the way down, what I love about these, anytime I ever get a panel truck for sale, or like an F5, you know, the big, you know, 3800 trucks, Chevrolets, or the F4, F5 Ford trucks, they almost always go to a business. The last one we sold to a brewery, and the one before that I sold to a wedding venue. A little bit of paint scratch there. And so I'm excited about having this because I called this, and as I said in my write-up, this is my favorite tax write-off you could have, you know? I mean, I have so many customers calling saying they're buying this for their business. A great way to put it. In fact, actually probably about 5 years ago, I had a 1500, or the half-ton panel truck, and it was almost the same color. The guy put his Allstate insurance information on it and then parked it out in front of his office. He sends me a picture every once in a while, and it's so cool. So to me, this would be great for a wedding venue. I mean, it's Christmas time. This is perfect, you know, dark Christmas red. This would make great family photos. I mean, all kinds of stuff, whatever you want to do with it. So let's get up underneath and take a look, because there is some rust I want to disclose, and it's kind of here and there. Some crusties on the edge of that front fender. I'm looking at the frame. Really, really important to me that the frame is solid, and it is. You can see some newer brake lines there. I don't know how long ago that was serviced. I was just told by the people we acquired the vehicle from that it was kept serviced for the movie industry so that the actors can hop in it, push the button, and go. So frame all looks good there. Coming over to the side, we see a spot of rust here. Pretty solid there and rust free the rest of the way up. This is actually a really common spot, even on the 1500 series trucks, or 3100 series trucks, sorry. Common spot for rust there. Again though, the frame, just want to make sure you guys see that the frame is all solid. These step sides are in incredible condition for being original. Usually they're rusted out, and these are not. Again, the frame is in great shape. These are the wooden panels in the back, you can see. And then we come up to the floor pan in the cab. We're gonna see some rust in the back of the floor. There's some rust right underneath the seat. This is where the chair is above. A little bit of Swiss cheese action going on there. If you wanted it to be perfect, you just put a new floor pan in it. Even if you just put a new rear floor pan in it, I'd probably put the floor pans are so affordable. And it's so easy. You pull the carpet out and unbolt the seats and installing a new floor pan. If I was keeping this truck, I wouldn't do that. This truck is so presentable like it is. I would put new seat covers on it. Gas tank. Again, keep in mind, I'm trying to move slow enough that you guys can see anything that's a major frame part, anything, all 100% rust free. I don't see any rust on the frame at all. Little spot back here, we'll go back around. This driver's side rear fender well is looking pretty good. One little spot right there. Let's see if I can get up closer. Around to the back. Typical rust spots back here. Rear fender well. Bottom of the rear fender well is rust free there, as well as this side, which is awesome. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. And even back here, a little like kind of crusty with surface crust, but no rust. Surface rust, nothing rusted through. Really, really nice. Also newer brake line there, you can see. Continue around the truck. Passenger side rear fender well, sorry guys. Little spot of rust there. The rest of this looks pretty good. Solid and rust free. Step side on the passenger side, consistent with the other. Nice, solid, rust-free step sides. Incredible. I'm going to assume these are original. They don't make repops. I had a panel truck, another panel truck years ago that came without step sides. And finding them was real pain. Could not find new ones. I ended up having to get used ones. Okay, there's the other side, passenger side of the floor pan under the chair. So the floor pan in there is rusty. Please don't get me wrong. I'm telling you guys, this is not, at least in my opinion, what you know, well, any of us would call in the industry a rusty bucket. This is not a rusty bucket. It is really, really solid frame. The body looks great. Gas tank was replaced. And our passenger side front fender well to wrap up our video inspection here. And like I said, just on the other side, same thing, common spot here of rust. The rest of the inner fenders look great. So